Okay, here we go. Mm. Do you smell what's cooking? Well, I got one question for you.
You want to cook crystal meth?
In this video, we're going to take a look and break down the key features that define cooking in video games, its origins, the mechanics and the gameplay systems, recipe collecting and learning, and the oh so satisfying cooked meal. So whether it's over a fire, in a 5-star kitchen, or in your own humble abode, grab your ingredients, get your cooking equipment ready, it's time to cook. I'm Cody, this is Custom by Cody, let's get to it. Cooking in video games has gone from a throwaway side feature to a fully fleshed out game mechanic. Today, it's a core part of survival sims, RPGs, and life simulators. But how did we get here? Why do we love cooking virtual food so much? And what makes some games nail the experience, while others leave us hanging out to dry, like after you've ordered Uber Eats and your driver has ate half your meal? Cooking in games can trace its roots all the way back to the early RPGs of the 80s and 90s. In these early titles, food wasn't about flavor, it was a stat stick. Games like Ultima and Dragon's Quest used food purely as a survival mechanic. You ate to keep your character alive, not to enjoy the process. The real turning point came in 1996 with Harvest Moon. This was one of the first games to treat food as more than just numbers. Cooking was connected to relationships, seasons, and player expression. It wasn't just consume for health, it was what will I make, who will I give it to, and how does this define my day? It took the cooking mechanic and gave it alternative features that cemented its foundation for games to come. The 2000s brought a new flavor, cooking as crafting. Games like World of Warcraft introduced cooking as a profession. It was something to level up, complete with rare ingredients and buffs. Suddenly, food had purpose beyond sustenance. It was a tactical advantage. Those buffs could be all the difference in PvP or wiping in a dungeon. By the time Final Fantasy XV hit, cooking was an emotional centerpiece. Ignis's lovely rendered meals became iconic, not just for their jaw-dropping detail, but because they captured something real, the bond of friendship formed around food. Monster Hunter took it further, turning cooking into ritual. The pre-hunt meal weren't just buffs, they were a part of the rhythm of the game, a warm-up before battle. Indie games took cooking mechanics in new directions. Some deeply cozy, others brutally unforgiving. Stardew Valley revived the relationship and role-playing side of food, letting players grow ingredients, discover recipes, and gift dishes. It wasn't just about min-maxing, it was heartwarming, cooking good meals and sharing them with your neighbors. On the flip side, Don't Starve turned food into survival horror. Little tangent here, I love Don't Starve. Kristen and I hold this game close to our hearts. The whole aesthetic and chaotic survival aspect of the game is great, and Kristen loves cooking in the game. The wrong meal could kill you. Cooking here was tension, decision-making, and experimentation under pressure. You could eat a meal that replenished both your hunger and sanity, or you could cook something that hurt your sanity, and now you are going crazy and terrifying shadow monsters are attacking you. You could pick up random berries and carrots or seeds for a sliver of quick relief, or risk carrying different ingredients to try and cook a full meal. It is a really fun risk versus reward system. You have to ask yourself, do I go for the quick bite now or risk my food spoiling while trying to find other complementary ingredients? Even the different playable characters reacted to the cooking mechanic. Wigfrid, the warrior poet, can only eat meat. Worley can only eat cooked meals. Wickerbottom can't eat anything spoiled, while W8, the automaton, can eat just about anything. Spiritfarer and Baron Breakfast are also fantastic examples of indie games including cooking while exploring them in their own ways. In Spiritfarer, you farm or find ingredients as you take spirits to their final resting place. Each spirit has a love or dislike dish, and when the spirit is fed and happy, they assist you on your boat in various ways. In Baron Breakfast, as you restore the various hotels and their respective kitchens, you unlock cooking and gain access to different quality levels of kitchen objects to keep the tourists happy and coming back. Then came titles like Overcooked, absurd, chaotic, that turned food prep into pure gameplay. These weren't just about nutrition or narrative, they were about mechanics, multitasking, timing, and teamwork. Kristen and I love Overcooked. She is the most aggressive chef I've ever worked with, and in Kristen's kitchen, it's her way or the highway. Just saying there, honey. In modern video games, cooking isn't just a menu selection anymore. It's interactive, it's visual, it's physical. Game developers have turned cooking into a gameplay loop of its own, one that blends resource management, experimentation, and satisfying feedback. One of the best known examples is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Rather than selecting a recipe from a list, players physically gather the ingredients, hold them, toss them into a pot, and listen to the iconic cooking jingle. You don't just choose to cook, you perform it. It's tactile, even a little silly, but it's also deeply rewarding. The way ingredients sparkle or sizzle hints at success or failure. You're learning the system by playing, not reading. This experimentation became a blueprint. In Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel, cooking remains nearly identical, but now integrated even deeper into the game's survival mechanics. Food becomes armor, recovery, and even strategy. Even games like The Sims use cooking to deepen player creativity and daily simulation. Instead of just restoring health stats, cooking in The Sims is about lifestyle and choice. You decide what meals your Sims prepare, how elaborate the dishes are, and even how cooking affects their mood and relationships. It turns a simple mechanic into a storytelling tool, letting players craft their own everyday dramas around the kitchen table. In games like Played Up or Overcooked, cooking isn't a support system, it is the game. These fast-paced co-op titles turn cooking into a puzzle of time management, communication, and chaos. You're chopping, frying, plating, and yelling at your friend for burning the fish. It's pure gameplay, stripped of story, but bursting with fun and tension. Even sandbox games like Minecraft or Terraria have embraced cooking in more recent updates. What started as a simple health regeneration system has evolved into systems with buffs, meal planning, and farming loops. It's not just eat meat to survive anymore. It's about building the infrastructure to grow, cook, and optimize your meals. Across the board, modern games are giving players more control, more feedback, and more reasons to engage with cooking, whether you're min-maxing stats or just trying to make the cutest pie. Cooking is no longer an optional side mechanic. It's a fully integrated system that has become a part of how we play games. So, why does cooking in games resonate so deeply with us? What makes it more than just a utility? The answer lies in the unique intersection of psychology, player agency, and the emotional feedback. First, cooking taps into progression and mastery, core motivators in game design. Starting with simple recipes, limited ingredients, and low success rates, players gradually learn a cooking system, unlock new dishes, and improve efficiency. This mirrors the real-world joy of learning how to cook. Games like Stardew Valley and Final Fantasy XV deliver that growth arc, from early clumsy meals to complex dishes that feel like an accomplishment. In Stardew Valley, the first recipe you start with is a fried egg. And not to take anything away from fried eggs are delicious. I love them. But eventually, you are at the very end, kind of near the end game, you're cooking up tropical curries, which are also very delicious. There's also the feedback loop. In many games, cooking offers instant gratification, whether it's a stat boost, a visual flourish, or a satisfying sound effect. The results are immediate and tangible. Breath of the Wild's cooking jingle, Overcooked's chaotic dings and bells, or The Sims' joyful reaction after eating a meal, all reinforce the player's effort in a rewarding way. Then, there's also creativity and expression. Cooking is often one of the few systems in games where there is no right answer. You can experiment with combinations, create themed dishes, or even roleplay. In The Sims, you might cook comfort food to reflect your character's mood. In Pal World, you might automate farming and food production as a creative challenge. This freedom turns cooking into a sandbox of its own. Sure, of course there is a right way to cook a recipe, but that first initial start is where games fuel your creative spark with cooking. Cooking also reflects care and connection. In many RPGs or life sims, you're not just feeding yourself, you're preparing meals for companions, family, or villagers. In Spiritfarer, characters have a favorite dish. Making it isn't just a min-max choice, it's a gesture of love. These systems simulate a subtle but powerful emotional language, cooking for others as an act of kindness. And I don't know about you guys, but when I cook for my family and friends in real life, even if I am tired, I do enjoy knowing that they have been well fed and that they have food. It is one of those things that is unique to being a human. You know, it's part of the human experience. And finally, cooking provides comfort and routine. In open-ended games, it becomes a small ritual in a world full of choice and chaos. Whether you're prepping meals in Don't Starve to survive another harsh winter, or baking a pie in Animal Crossing just because it's Sunday afternoon, food becomes part of the rhythm of play. It grounds the experience and slows things down. In short, cooking speaks to almost every type of player. The optimizer who wants the perfect buffs, the artist who seeks expression, the caretaker who nurtures others, and the explorer who just wants to see what happens when you throw a fish and a fruit into a pot. It's a mechanic that's flexible, personal, and deeply satisfying, even if it's digital. Cooking is also one of the few game mechanics that mirrors real-life joy. It's something we do in the real world that still feels magical when gamified. Cooking in video games has evolved from a simple health mechanic into something so much richer. It's progression, expression, connection, and comfort, often all at once. Across genres and generations, it's become a flexible tool for immersion and interactivity, offering players a chance to slow down, experiment, and create something meaningful. Whether you're crafting a battle-ready meal in Monster Hunter, scrambling orders in Overcooked, or just making eggs on toast in The Sims, cooking reminds us that even in virtual worlds, the act of preparing food has emotional weight. It's one of the few game systems that mirrors life and yet still feels magical when we interact with it on a screen. As game design continues to evolve, cooking systems are likely to grow even deeper and more interactive. And you know what? Honestly, it's something to look forward to. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. What's your favorite cooking mechanic in a game? Did I miss one that you think deserves a spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. All 3, to be fair. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I make videos on video games and I love sharing it with people. So that's what I'm offering here. Until next time, keep the fire lit and remember not to burn the food. Talk to you later. Peace out, everyone. Bye.
Cooking is art, and the shit I cook is the bomb.